Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel, and ahead of BKFC 62, I am lucky enough to be joined by Jomi Escoboza. Looks like it's a beautiful day in South Florida, sir. How you doing?
We are doing great. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, if you can see the beach. I'm about to hit the beach a little bit later after the interview. Get some nice shadow boxing rounds in. And yeah, just relax. The hard work is already done. We're just cutting the last few pounds, and next Friday we make history, and I become Jomi two times.
You have a long history with this sport that's only been around for a short while. I don't know how many people understand that. Not many guys started in 2015. What does that mean to you to have started so long ago and see where this sport is growing?
It means everything because I'm considered an OG in the sport. One of the guys that came from the same backyard. As a lot of these UFC guys like Bruce Leroy, Masvidal, and stuff. So yeah, it feels great to be on top of this sport, this brand new sport, making history. I became the first 185-pound champion in the sport, and now I'm gonna become the first two promotional champion in the sport, and at 185 pounds. So making my way closer to the undisputed title, aka it's not the four belt era because there's only really two big promotions, so we'll call it the two belt era.
You start with the sport in 2015. You had an amateur MMA run. So did you feel when this opportunity came up with BYB back then that this connected best with you from those backyard days?
Yeah, it was inevitable just because like when I was an amateur doing amateur MMA, Muay Thai, and kickboxing, I was also fighting in the backyards back when they had the backyard fights and all that stuff. So in amateurs you don't make money. So one of my teammates was fighting back there, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you're a mixed martial artist. You know how to fight. Why don't you come, to the backyard and beat up these guys from the hood, that don't know how to fight like that, and make some money." So I did a couple fights, and then they finally shut it down for good. And then BYB, they established the promotion. They got it legalized and everything. And then yeah, I started with BYB with the home team, and then won the title. Now I'm here in BKFC, and I climbed my way up to the title, and it's time to take this title.
Is fighting in the backyard like a unique breeding ground? I remember going bodies with my friends and stuff, but this is a lot more what you guys were doing. Like we were never trying to full on mangle each other, but like doing that in the backyard, it feels like to me that's just a more stressful environment for the first fights. You don't have medical, you don't have those things around. So when you do have them, you're like, oh, these are nice luxuries. If I get hurt, they got insurance. Oh, dude. So I'm guessing it's a specific kind of path that it carves out for you when you start in the backyard that it kind of calluses you a little more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, in the backyard, it's a huge risk because there's no commission, no medicals, no nothing. So yeah, man. Now, like, since they, started the sport and everything became legal and everything became great. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to have all of that, all of those luxuries, and you don't have to worry about not like holding back just because you don't want to get hurt, or you don't want to go to a hospital and have to deal with all those bills and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's amazing luxury to have the platform that these promotions put on for us, and all the stuff that they do for us for sure.
And I also got to feel like it helped you with the unique fighters because there's always going to be a fighter that you come across that's wild, that's just swinging. Dudes in backyards are just swinging. So I'm guessing that gives you a unique perspective on wild fighters and also composure in the fire because again, guys in the backyard are just swinging.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. It'll definitely fighting in the backyard will definitely prepare you mentally just for bare knuckle itself and just for like the wildness and in case if you get in there with the brawler and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll definitely it's one of those things where it'll make you or break you. Either you go out there and you get broke by the pressure, or you go out there and you thrive under the pressure.
Has there been any pressure crossing over? Like you said, two company champion is what you're shooting for now, but you came over with that reputation. So did you feel like one, was it a pressure? And two, did you feel like guys were kind of specifically targeting you because you came over with that notoriety?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, I thrive on the pressure, so it's like I loved it. All the pressure that was on me and everything, and that's on me now. I love it. I love it. I take all that pressure and manifest it into these bad boys, and then my opponents take all the damage. But yeah, coming in, I was a huge target because I was already a bare knuckle boxing champion. I was the first champion at 185 pounds, so everybody wanted to prove that that they're better than me or that they're at the championship level and stuff. So yeah, so it's fun having the target on my back, and then I already know once I win this belt next week, huge target on my back. So I welcome everybody to get these hands.
You mentioned you welcome that pressure. How have you learned to deal with pressure?
It's crazy because ever since my first amateur fight, I've never been nervous for any fight. It's crazy. And then my first amateur fight, I took that with like maybe 1 week of training martial arts, like getting judo tossed in the park in the grass by one of my teammates. You know what I mean? Like getting hours. I didn't know nothing about wrestling, nothing about jujitsu, but I just never been nervous for a fight. I have that mental strength where like I feel like I have that one up over any fighter because like nothing can affect me mentally. Nothing can you know can make me nervous. And the pressure could never break me. I thrive under the pressure. I love it.
Some guys, you look at them and the word they're able to describe them is that they have charisma, but it feels like you put off like an aura almost.
Yeah, yeah. I like everybody says that about me. Like they feel that energy that comes off of me. It's just something that's been in me since I was a little kid. And then as soon as I started fighting, it just elevated and just became even greater.
So this is something like in church, 5 years old, people are noticing it. In elementary school, people are noticing it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I've always been, like, super, super high energy and just, I've been what you like to say, I've been a very likable person. Like, it's very hard to hate me. And even if you do hate me, you'll end up, liking me just because I'm gonna make you laugh no matter what.
Well, I don't think you've made too many people laugh with what you've been doing inside of the ring. That's more of the violent side of the personality.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, maybe not the opponents, but for sure the fans, that love the blood and the gore, they laugh and they love the craziness and the wild style and the annoying jab that I have. So
How do you feel that that style of yours has progressed in these 9 years that you've been doing the sport?
um it's progressed a lot. It's a lot of progression, just leveling up, kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, turning, from Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3. We trying to master that ultra instinct, but we still got a lot of work to do, and this is not even my final form.
I was there in Florida for your last fight, got to watch it live in person. You get the stoppage there. What is it about your style that is different from all these other bare knuckle? There's a feeling with your stance, with your movement that's different with the than what other guys are doing.
um the difference with my style is just I try to be the most annoying southpaw in combat sports history. That's my goal. I want to be the most annoying southpaw in combat sports history, and I just try to be in my opponent's faces. I always try to throw more punches, land more punches than my opponent. So that way, I always win the numbers game. And I'm just constantly, escaping and coming right back, escaping and coming right back. The jab is just is inevitable. I like to call it the inevitable jab because there's nothing my opponents could do to stop my jab. It's going to hit them. It's going to create damage, and it's just very hard for a lot of my opponents to to work through that.
Call yourself a southpaw, and I noticed it. And I even heard in a couple of the commentaries for your fights, they note you as a southpaw, but then they're very quick to say, but don't let that fool you. Jomi can fight out of either stance very well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We always switch it up. We start southpaw first because it's the more awkward style to to most fighters that are orthodox and stuff. And like my opponent Deadpool, he's a southpaw too. So it's gonna be a great battle, but I have a lot more southpaw tricks. But yeah, so it's just something that I could do, switch stances at any time. That way, I'm ready for anything. And whenever I escape, if I'm in orthodox, you're getting attacked orthodox. So it's good to have to have the skills to fight in both and defend in both.
Seminole Hard Rock, June 21st, BKFC 62. You mentioned it. You're fighting for the vacant light heavyweight title against Jared Warren. It's a rematch. Is there any bad blood, anything here? Is this a fight that you sought after? Or is this the fight that makes sense because of the rankings, because of the belt?
It's there's no bad blood. Jared Warren's is a cool person. Nice guy. But I'm coming for vengeance, like Batman style. I feel like I got robbed in that first fight. I did way more damage, and I'm coming to prove why I should have won the first fight, and I'm coming to finish the job.
You've had two fights. Jared's had three fights. You both put up two victories. Have you been impressed with the body of work with what you've seen out of him? Have you seen also not just on the impressed, but have you seen many adjustments in his game?
Um, I just see that he's getting he's gotten better when it comes to accuracy and speed and stuff like that, and that's a given. Whether if he's training, he's gonna get better. He's going to get better, but he still has the same style. Like he still has the same habits, same tricks, and we're going to exploit that next Friday.
You mentioned that you have more southpaw tricks. Is it a unique situation then as a southpaw having to prepare for another southpaw? Because I'm sure you're able to find orthodox opponents all day long in the gym to use those tricks against.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, the great thing is that I have some amazing high level teammates and southpaw and orthodox. Some can train and fight in both stances as well, so that helps a lot too. And the preparation is still the same. Always work and establish my fighting style in the fight, control it at my pace, and not worry about what he's doing because I'm gonna take over, and apply my style. So yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. It's just a little different. Like maybe the techniques are flipped just because it's a different stance. But yeah, the preparation is still the same. I got high level teammates that'll destroy him. So I have way better. I have how do you call it? Harder sparring than what it's going to be in the fight. So it'll definitely show.
BKFC 62 is part of three title fights on the card. It's looking to be an amazing night of fights. I gotta know, why fighting? What was it about martial arts that has attracted you to this kind of journey?
So I tell everybody this, man. Since I was 4 years old, I've been a huge Ninja Turtles fan. Power Rangers, anime, Dragon Ball Z, all that stuff. So I've always wanted to be a ninja since I was 4 years old, or like being an assassin, like a trained assassin. I low key wanted to, be, go into the military and do the black ops stuff, but I didn't want to be a pawn. I didn't want to be, be used for whatever, corruption that they use it for. And, I didn't want to be under that control under the military. So, fighting was the next best thing. Get paid to beat people up, So, yeah, I've always, been a huge fan of boxing, kickboxing, always wanted to fight. But my parents, being from the Dominican Republic, they're just like school, university, sports. So I played baseball and football in college, and not in college, in high school, and growing up in high school, middle school, elementary. And then when I graduated high school, I did one semester of college football. But in my mind, I already knew, like I'm taking this as a vacation. I told my little brother when they dropped me off, I was like, "Yo, we were watching the Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin when he did that." Foop, foop, foop. So yeah, we were watching that fight. And I told my little brother, I was like, "Listen, I'm taking this semester as a vacation. When I come back, I'm gonna start training and I'm gonna fight. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the family thinks. I don't care what anybody. I'm chasing my dreams." So then, when I came back, I took maybe a year off to just like work, and I wasn't, just partying and stuff like that, just not concentrated. And then I just went hard. I started training kung fu as the first martial art. Then I switched over to mixed martial arts because, of course, in MMA you need jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, all that stuff. And then yeah, just climbing my way up the ladder, winning amateur titles, turned pro, won the first 185-pound bare knuckle boxing champion. And then yeah, we climbing our way up, keep winning belts, keep making history.
What point in that journey do you say to yourself, I think I'll branch out and become a real estate mogul?
Like right now I'm doing the real estate full time, just like I'm doing the fighting full time. It works hand in hand. All my clients end up becoming fans, and the exposure is great. And whenever I get on the mic, I let everybody know, if you need a buy, sell, or lease in Florida, all of Florida, contact me, Jomi, the Archangel, and I'll fight to get you the knockout deals.
I might have some customers actually in Tampa for you. I might have a couple of customers.
Oh, nice, nice. I got you. I got you.
Also, talk about this personality that you have. First time I've ever seen a guy fight in NASA trunks. Like, what was the inspiration to want to go outer space for that last fight?
I'm a huge. I've always been a huge fan of like outer space and like all these like Marvel and Star Wars type of things. So I was going for like the Star Wars Jedi vibe. And then yeah, but for this fight, you're gonna see another viral outfit. And a really cool outfit is gonna be I'm coming out as the Green Ranger. You know what happened when the Green Ranger first showed up in the Power Rangers? He was whooping their ass for 5 episodes straight. So that's the plan. We coming in to take over and claim the status of Draken King.
What will that mean to you? What will that feel like to accomplish it? To be able to one belt on one shoulder, another belt on the other shoulder, take that picture, have that accomplishment.
It's gonna feel great. It's going to feel amazing to just accomplish goals, check off things on the bucket list, and also be a huge inspiration and a huge how do you say it, and give my country bragging rights as in Dominican Republic, because Dominican Republic, we we don't really have too many bare knuckle boxing fighters, and I already made history, gave them bragging rights, becoming the first 185-pound champion. Now, I could be the only 185-pound champion. For the two promotions, and yeah, it's just amazing. I can't wait to win this belt, go to Dominican Republic with both belts this summer. Do a whole media tour and get on all the newspapers and everything, and do some big things over there.
You brought up the Dominican Republic, you brought up your family. Is there any other fighters in the family, or was this a total shock when you made the announcement, when you told them, yeah, no, I'm done with college and fighting?
it was a total shock because like I'm very good at like hiding my violent side from the family. So they always, would think I'm just this funny, you know, very likable person and stuff like that. But then when I started, and they never knew about my fights, in the streets or anything like that, or me wanting to do it. It was only, really my cousins. My cousins really knew, my aspirations and my goals, and they always supported me no matter what. And yeah, so when I told everybody that I'm fighting, everybody is like, when I was in the amateurs, they're just like, oh my god, like, why are you doing this? You're not even making money, this and that. And then as soon as I turned pro and started winning, and and started proving that everybody that I'm gonna be great no matter what they think, they're just they had to accept it, and now they're super happy and proud of me for proving them wrong.
Awesome. Awesome. The fight's coming up. It's this big platform. You see and feel it, the expansion and the growth, like each time you go to an event, each time you compete, each time you do one of these interviews, do you feel how the sport is growing?
Yeah, for sure. There's a reason why bare knuckle boxing is the fastest growing combat sport right now, and it's just full of action, and I love seeing the growth of this sport. Just because I was one of the originals fighting in the backyard, so I seen how it started, and just to see the platform that it's on now, like how it's grown, it's just amazing. It's amazing to see the whole journey.
Jomi's mentioned Batman, he's mentioned Dragon Ball Z, and Power Rangers. Oh, I almost left out the Ninja Turtles during this interview. Is there any other favorites that we're leaving out that the people need to know about?
Yeah, man, there's a lot. There's a lot. Like I love anime, just in general. Bleach, Rurouni Kenshin is a classic. Um, how do you call it? What else? There's a bunch of others I can't think of now, but yeah, man, I love anime, and what's crazy is that a lot of the fight moves that are in anime, I try to copy those. I always try to copy those moves and actually do them in the fight. And sometimes, oh, Naruto too. Sometimes when I escape from from somebody rushing me and stuff like that, sometimes you see me do the Naruto run, and then I'll come right back to the middle of the ring and put the pressure on them.
The Naruto run. Right now, in my house, my wife's on a One Piece kick, trying to
Oh,
get
one
through all
piece
of
kick.
that. Exactly. And then I don't think I've ever got a bigger kick than in Attack on Titan when Eren falls into the guy and he pulls out a triangle. And I'm like, oh my God, they're doing jujitsu in an anime.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yo, it's amazing. It's amazing to see that.
What's the message for the fans, for the supporters, for the people that have been following along in this journey?
To everybody following the journey, all the fans, everybody that supports, be ready for a lot of action. June 21st, next Friday. I'm gonna make history. It's inevitable. You already know. Show Me Two Times is about to show, is about to come out and, elevate, and just, expect a lot of blood, but not from me.
Everyone, get on over to my website, cageminds.com. The YouTube is at cageminds_CSN for combat sports news. Hit up our friends at Dubby for some great energy drink mix. Use the promo code Cage Minds at checkout for 10% off. Via Prints is where you can find some shirts and merchandise from Cage Minds. Domi, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you, brother, for having me. Thanks for creating this platform for us fighters, to come on here and just talk about ourselves and talk about the fights, promote everything. So appreciate everything you do for us.
Oh, and before we go, everybody in South Florida, I know you guys are dealing with a rough situation with all the flooding, and best wishes to everybody and safety and blessings.
Yes, yes, for sure, for sure. By the way, I love the background, man. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, got a lot of memorabilia. When we're off, I'll show you the room real quick.
Nice, nice.
Everybody, thanks for watching.